Good evening and welcome to the Whitewater Wind Down. I'm Ashley Carroll alongside Grace Caputo. So Grace, I'm sure if you've been on Instagram recently, you've seen that the Ice Bucket Challenge has become quite the epidemic around campus. Do you have any strong opinions on this?
I do. Well, originally the Ice Bucket Challenge was for ALS awareness back in 2014, and pouring cold water in yourself was supposed to symbolize like losing feeling in your motor functions, being able to function. That was what it was raising awareness for. So I'm not really seeing the symbolism of cold water being dumped on your head with mental health awareness. How about you?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's super important to spread mental health awareness, but I think they definitely could have gone about it in a good way, or a better way. And I think that, a lot of people don't really know the meaning. It's kind of lost its meaning. They don't even know what it's for. So definitely, I think there could be something better to spread awareness.
I totally agree. As someone with mental health issues, I think it's very important to spread awareness, but there could be done a better way, like donating money to different campaigns, or even doing your own research and listening to those who work in the mental health field. I think that'd be a lot better.
Oh, for sure.
All right, well, we'll be right back with more on the Whitewater Wind Down after this.
What does it mean to be a war hawk?
It means allowing myself to dream big and think outside the box.
Pushing the limits of what I think is possible.
Seeing ideas through from start to finish.
Collaborating with professors and peers.
And seizing opportunities in the community to put my knowledge to use.
I'm studying abroad,
learning another language,
and listening to the stories of others.
I'm making lifelong friends and fearlessly sharing my gifts with the world.
As a war hawk, I stay balanced,
take great care of myself,
and get out of my comfort zone.
I refuse to let the past determine my future.
And I'm taking confident steps in the direction of my dreams.
Sometimes it doesn't make sense.
And other times it couldn't be more exciting.
But I will keep my goals in mind
and never quit.
Because
that's the war hawk way.
She's always had it. Pure ambition. An unbridled self-confidence that most people only dream of. You see it driving her, empowering her, and in time, you see it fueling her future. Perhaps even helping her blaze a new trail. All she needs now is a way to make it happen. We are the Universities of Wisconsin. 13 universities. Unlimited opportunity.
What's the buzz on our campus this spring? Beekeeping Club's Bee Yard has been thriving since its addition to campus and has a promising future with a wide range of possibilities. Edith Renee took a look behind the scenes.
A 70% decline in bee population has been projected in 2025 due to habitat loss, pesticides, and climate change. However, Daniel Ranson, a 44-year-old student at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, is taking large strides to elevate the population of bees, both on campus and off.
I'm Daniel Ranson. I dropped out of high school back in 1996, joined the Army, spent about a decade with them. A couple years ago, a neighbor of mine introduced me to bees, just being nosy, and it's been just a whirlwind from there.
Beekeeping Club recently released around 120,000 bees into the bee apiary yard located on campus between Schwager Drive and North Fremont Street. Bee nuclei, called nucs, accompanied by their queens, were placed and have been thriving ever since. Bee eggs and honey are some of the first signs that the colonies are doing well in their new purple homes.
It's hard to explain. As a combat vet, there is just this, I don't know how to say it, there's like a reharmonizing, right? That bees have touched me and kind of just helped me get through some stuff that nothing else has been able to.
The club intends to create an on-campus, self-sustaining business that can be used as a model for business students. Another is to be the 6th honeybee research lab in the United States. Ranson's plan is to raise awareness about the importance of bees and how they affect every part of our lives.
We need to start tackling those issues. Instead of worrying about the proverbial dollar, we need to worry about our proverbial timeline because it's getting shorter and shorter.
Edie Fernay, UWW TV News.
Thank you, Edie.
Well, I think that's quite the bee's knees. I think it's great that we're creating a good environment for bees since they're very essential to us. And, you know, even though I'm afraid of them and I run away whenever I see one.
No, I agree. His story was very inspirational and he has such a passion for bees and they are what keep us living and pollinating all the plants around us.
Stay tuned for more on the Whitewater Wind Down after this.
We'd love to show you what it's like to be a warhawk.
Come on!
Don't miss out on your chance to be a warhawk.
At UW Whitewater.
You belong here!
Welcome to the Whitewater Forensics Team, where we ignite voices and foster connections. With 3 to 4 hours of practice weekly, we embark on a journey of self-discovery and growth. From energizing warm-ups to passionate storytelling, we build confidence in creativity. Join our close-knit team, conquer public speaking fears, and advocate for your story. With over 100 awards annually, become part of a community where every voice matters.
Welcome to The World Today on UWW-TV. I'm Leron Grachevsek.
And I'm Vibha Varghese. Now here's what's happening around the world. President Donald Trump has frozen $2 billion in federal funds for Harvard University. The White House has demanded that the oldest university in the US make changes to hiring, admissions, and teaching practices, which it says will help fight anti-Semitism on campus. Harvard became the first major US university to reject his administration's demands, accusing the White House of trying to, quote, control its community. And we'll have more of The World Today after a quick break.
Algeria expelled 12 French officials after one of its staff was arrested over the kidnapping of a government critic living in Paris. President Emmanuel Macron's office called the move, quote, unjustified and incomprehensible. observers have described the crisis as unprecedented since Algeria secured independence from France in 1962.
China announced robust economic growth data for the first 3 months of the year of 5.4%, but a top official has warned that Trump's tariffs will put pressure on the country, adding they won't stop the world's second biggest economy growing in the long term. The tariffs have increased to 145%.
Peru's former president Ollanta Humala has been found guilty of money laundering and sentenced to 15 years in prison. The court stated that he had accepted illegal funds from the Venezuelan president at the time, Hugo Chavez, and from the Brazilian construction company during his election campaigns in 2006 and 2011. His wife was also found guilty of money laundering.
Sudan's paramilitaries have declared the formation of a rival government to the country's armed forces, 2 years into a war that has become the world's largest humanitarian crisis. The rival government would provide essential services such as education and healthcare to the whole country. According to the UN, more than 400 people have been killed, and the Rapid Support Forces, or RSF, have been accused of war crimes, including genocide and mass sexual violence.
And we'll have more of the world today after a quick break.
Bonsoir à tous. Hola. Hej, hur är läget?
Marhaba.
Ni hao.
Konnichiwa.
UW Whitewater International Student Association is a student organization brings both international students and national students together to share their cultural experience and beliefs. The ISA also collaborates with other student organizations in UW Whitewater. The International Dinner is one of the most unique events that ISA have for every spring semester, which serves all kinds of food from different countries, and it invites students to show their talent on the dinner. So what are you waiting for? Come join the ISA today.
We are ISA.
Paleontologists in Canada have identified a new tail club swinging armored dinosaur. The 100 million year old fossilized prints were found in 2 locations in the Canadian Rockies mountain range. Researchers explained the difference between each ankylosaur. One has a flexible tail with 4 toes, while the other has a sledgehammer-like tail club and only 3 toes. The new tracks are the first example anywhere in the world.
For more updates, check us out at uwwtv.org. I'm Zuba Varghese.
And I'm Bleron Krajcevse. This has been The World Today on UWW-TV.
UWW-TV has been an important part of the campus and community since 1980.
Not only providing on-air learning opportunities for broadcast journalists and electronic media production students,
but educating and entertaining our audiences with award-winning news, live sports coverage, original programming,
as well as dedicating the mission to developing creative collaborations throughout campus.
For more information, visit our website and like us on Facebook.
Check us out because you gotta see what's on UWW-TV.
It's always been there, his love of the outdoors. Some days, you wonder if it might be his calling. Truth is, you know that the things he's passionate about today will build the foundation of what he does tomorrow, and possibly inspire a new journey. All he needs now is a way to make it happen. We are the universities of Wisconsin. 13 universities, unlimited opportunity.
In 2008, as part of the renovation, the James R. Conner University Center opened Roberta's Art Gallery in memory of the late Roberta Yvonne Fiscum, an alum of UW-Whitewater. Roberta studied the organ and was passionate about pottery, handwork, and graphic design, and eventually obtained a graphic arts degree from UW-Whitewater. It was the lifetime goal of Roberta to own an art gallery. Therefore, her parents, Robert and Yvonne Fiscum, generously funded this 1,000 square foot student art gallery in her memory. Roberta's Art Gallery collaborates with community artists, campus departments, and student organizations to curate and host exhibits throughout the year. They feature a diverse range of artists from local talent all the way to internationally recognized fine artists. Every full-length exhibit features a reception where attendees can meet the artist, learn more about their work, and enjoy conversation and refreshments. Roberta's Art Gallery strives to make art more approachable, inclusive, and welcoming, with all exhibits and receptions free and open to the public. For more information, come see us on the main floor of the UC or visit our website.
Hello, welcome to Being Sensible, the show where money talks. My name is Ron Hoke, and today we're going to be talking about insurance. Unless you've been living under a rock, you've probably heard of insurance before. You might know someone who has it, maybe you have it yourself, or maybe you've just seen insurance commercials on TV. Insurance has a tough and complicated reputation, and it can seem overwhelming to figure out. Today, I'll help you walk through the ins and outs of insurance. In simple terms, insurance is a contract between a person and a company where the person pays the company a monthly fee so that the company will give money to the person in an emergency. Think of it as paying for peace of mind in a crisis. There are many types of insurance plans that all cover different things. For example, if you get in a car crash, car insurance would help you pay for any damage caused to you or your vehicle. If your house gets broken into and robbed, homeowners insurance can help pay to replace your stolen items. And in the unfortunate event of a death, life insurance would pay out to the next of kin to compensate for any financial loss from the death. If an accident would make you pay for it, there's probably insurance to help. Of course, insurance is much more complicated than this, but that's a basic overview. Insurance companies and plans use a ton of confusing and technical jargon that can be hard to understand. Let's run through some insurance terms so you can learn what they mean. A premium is the monthly cost of your insurance plan, which can vary from person to person based on your credit history, the value of what's being insured, and other factors. An insurance claim is an event that would cause your insurance to kick in. A car accident, house fire, or hospital bill could all be filed as claims. The insurance company then reviews the claim and determines how much that they can help you. The insurance company won't pay for it all. A deductible is the amount of money that you will have to pay before the insurance company covers the rest. These will vary from plan to plan. A policy limit is the maximum amount that an insurance company will pay for claims in a period of time. That period of time can vary from per loss or injury to an annual basis, or for the entire duration of the policy, called a lifetime limit. Finally, a copay is a fee in health insurance to help cover the cost of health services. Even if you pass your deductible and your insurance is covering the services, you'll still have to pay the copay. And there you have it. Hopefully, we've helped clear the air and made insurance seem more understandable. For UWW-TV, I'm Ron Hoke, and this has been Being Sensible.
During this year's Week of Giving, athletics will be highlighting each team to be featured on campus and foundation social media. The swim team's fundraising goal is $5,000 to purchase an additional power tower, enhancing their training capabilities.
Our goal for the Warhawk Athletics Week of Giving is to raise money for a new power tower.
The Power Tower is an amazing way where we can bring weight training into the pool, and it would be amazing if we could allow more people to use it at once so we can use it more often.
I like to use the Power Tower during training to help with explosiveness and power. It also helps to correct stroke technique issues under the water. And Utilizing another power tower, in addition to the one that we have, will help with our growing team and allow more people to use it more often.
A donation as small as $25 could be a big help to our team.
Every donation counts. Cheer donations will help our team foster success for years to come.
Please give from April 28th to May 2nd.
Your generous donations will help us achieve more in and out of the pool. Thank you.
Your generosity is greatly appreciated.
Thank you for your unwavering support for UW Whitewater Swim and Dive Team.
Thank you for helping us achieve our goal.
We'll be back with more on the Whitewater Wind Down right after this.
Have you heard of UROC?
We're part of Whitewater and our own thing.
Come on, we'll show you.
I learned how to be a college student here, and now I'm headed off to Madison to study global health, and I know I'm ready.
People like me who aren't a fan of big crowds would really like UROC because it's welcoming and it's laid back.
My advisor helped me figure out my schedule, organize my time, fill out my FAFSA, and figure out what classes I liked and how to turn that into a major. And if I had to do it again, I would choose UROC.
You ready to rock?
You belong here.
That was Alex DeLeo with So We Go Here on 91.7 The Edge, your station for sports, news, and of course, music. With our extensive music library of alternative, rock, and hip-hop. All for you, all right here on 91.7 The Edge.
The UW Whitewater Bookstore is your one-stop shop for apparel, textbooks, and technology. Stop in for a wide selection of gifts from our alumni, family, and name brand sections. Need to purchase or rent a textbook? Head downstairs to Textbook Services. Check out our new custom shop and create personalized apparel for your organization. Need a charger, laptop, or headphones? Our new technology section has everything you might need. For more information and bookstore hours, visit uwwhitewaterbookstore.com.
Welcome to This Week in Wisconsin History. This week, we'll be covering the 1864 engineering feat of a Wisconsin lumberman that saved 30,000 Union troops in the Civil War. By April 1864, the Union's Red River Campaign was considered a disastrous failure, forcing the Army and Navy to retreat down Louisiana's unpredictable Red River toward New Orleans. The Mississippi River Squadron journeyed south under persistent enemy fire to Alexandria, where the 33-vessel fleet was faced with a mile-long stretch of rapids, flanked on either end by 6-foot waterfalls. These treacherous conditions were further exacerbated by the river's rapid drop in water level to just over 3 feet, effectively grounding the squadron's heavier vessels and halting the Union retreat in its tracks. Stuck with battered warships and dwindling supplies, the Union's only two options seemed to be fighting off surrounding enemies while willing water levels to rise, or abandoning the entire fleet to the Confederates and continuing their retreat to New Orleans. A third option was proposed by Lieutenant Colonel Joseph Bailey, chief engineer of the 19th Corps, to correct the low water levels of the river by building a series of dams. Before the war, Bailey had worked in Kilburn City, Wisconsin, or present-day Wisconsin Dells, as a civil engineer and lumberman for over 10 years. Bailey's considerable experience building dams on the Wisconsin River to help float logs down to the sawmills led him to suggest that same idea a month prior, which had been mocked. Now, running out of time, options, and hope, the campaign commanders ultimately decided to go along with Bailey's plan. 3,000 troops were assigned to aid in the construction effort that began April 30th, including engineers from the 97th and 99th U.S. Colored Troops and other experienced loggers from Wisconsin, Maine, and New York regiments. After more than a week of non-stop work on the dams, the water level had risen over 5 feet, allowing some of the fleet's smaller ships to pass through the chute over the upper falls. The following morning, May 9th, the building water pressure suddenly broke 2 barges free of the main dam, creating a rushing torrent of water. The Navy seized the opportunity to send 4 of their vessels over the falls and through the 150-foot gap, inciting boisterous celebration from the thousands of spectators gathered along the riverbanks. With renewed confidence in Bailey's plan, crews worked quickly to make adjustments and repairs. 4 days later, on May 13th, the remaining squadron ships were able to breach the dam and successfully navigate the rapids, allowing the Union forces to finally continue their downstream journey to safety. Despite the overall failure of the expedition itself, Lieutenant Colonel Joseph Bailey gained national recognition for his heroic ingenuity during the Red River Campaign, which saved 30,000 Union troops and the Mississippi River Squadron, a fleet worth around $2 million at the time. Bailey would be one of only 15 Army officers to receive an official thanks of Congress for their service during the Civil War. And that's what happened this week in Wisconsin history.
Welcome back to the Whitewater Wind Down. Well, have you seen the most recent news in music?
Not really anything lately. How about you?
Well, Lorde just in New York City in Washington Square Park posted a thing being like, hey, meet me at this location, and completely played a new song that she's going to be releasing soon. And a bunch of people gathered in Washington Square Park, so much so that the police was telling them all to scatter, but it still ended up happening, so I'm super excited about that. Is there anything new for you in music?
Well, I guess now that I think of it, Lana Del Rey has released 2 new singles for her album coming out. Her album was set to be released late in May, but in typical Lana fashion, she pushed it back. But I'm super excited, and the 2 singles, Henry Come On and Bluebird, are so beautiful, and I'm super excited for this album.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, also in TV and movie news, have you seen anything new lately?
Lately, I just finished The White Lotus Season 3, and they're gonna have a Season 4, which I'm super excited about. I cannot get enough of that series. It's very dialogue heavy with lots of pretty visuals and interesting characters, and I just love it. I can't wait to see, since they have a rotating cast, who they bring back and what new actors they introduce. What about you?
Well, that's very cool. I'm gonna have to look into that one. On Disney Plus, I just finished Season 1 of Daredevil, and I thought that was very awesome.
Oh yeah, I've never seen that, but I'll have to check that one out for sure, and we'll compare notes.
Awesome. Well, it looks like that is all the time we have today. Thank you for tuning in to this edition of the Whitewater Wind Down. We'll see you next week for more news, entertainment, and sports. Have a great weekend, and stay tuned to UWW TV.